Hey guys, it's Vito Vila, Energy Healing. Welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for the month of July. Now, these messages may not resonate with every Aquarius out there, so please just take what resonates with you and leave out the rest. All right, Aquarius, let's see what we have for you this month. You know, Aquarius, it feels like you're getting tired of dealing with the same problems over and over again. Okay, and every time you think things are finally calming down, something else happens and you're right back to square one. Okay, you've been putting up with this for way too long. And I think part of you is getting fed up because no matter how much time passes, the same issues just keep coming back. Okay, and you're starting to wonder if anything is ever going to change at all. Okay, and at some point, you need to decide if this is really worth all the stress anymore. Because the main issue here is somebody's attitude. Okay, this person seems irritated, defensive, or annoyed about something. But instead of talking about it, they're letting it affect everything else. Okay, so 1 minute things seem okay, and then the next minute they're acting cold and distant or frustrated all over again. Okay, and it's making this whole situation harder than it needs to be. Now, this isn't the way this person normally acts, okay? And because nobody's saying anything or saying what's actually wrong, the tension just keeps growing, okay? And part of the problem is that things don't feel secure anymore. You keep worrying about everything that could go wrong instead of focusing on how to fix it. And after a while, that kind of thinking starts affecting the whole situation. Okay, you're so focused on your own problems right now that you're neglecting everything else. Okay, whether it's stress, money, work, family, or your own personal issues, everything just feels out of whack. And because of that, the situation just keeps getting pushed to the side. And you don't even try to fix it. Okay, and another reason things aren't getting any better is because neither one of you wants to fully let your guard down. Okay, everybody's holding on to something, whether it's resentment, fear, control, past issues. Nobody wants to be the first one to open up. And the thing is, you can't move forward if you're still holding on to everything from the past. And that's another thing. You know, one of you keeps bringing up things that used to bother you into new conversations. Okay, after a while, that makes it almost impossible to fix anything. Okay, and if you think back to like a few months ago, there was a point where there used to be a lot of secrets, but then someone stopped being so careful and things just started coming out into the open. Maybe somebody got caught, maybe somebody admitted something, or I don't know, maybe you started noticing things that you didn't like. Okay, but once that information came out, you stopped pretending everything was okay and you started looking at this person and this whole situation differently. Okay, and now you're trying to get over whatever this was that hurt you. Okay, but this is something that's going to take time. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight. And some days are going to be easier than others. And listen, yeah, you might not be over it yet, but that's completely normal. Okay, and you're doing the best you can to not let this bother you anymore. But every once in a while, something reminds you of everything that's happened and now you're annoyed all over again. And then by July 16th to about the 22nd, you don't want to fight for this anymore. It's almost like you reach a point where you just don't have the energy to keep arguing or defending yourself or proving your point. I mean, why do you have to keep your guard up all the time? You know, something needs to change because it's exhausting. And I think you're finally going to start realizing that you can't keep doing this anymore. And what you need to understand is that you're more stuck in your own head than you realize. Okay, you've been thinking about every possible outcome, every possible conversation, and every possible problem. Aquarius, you're the one making this harder on yourself. And I really hope you realize that not every thought you have is true. Okay, just because you're worried something might happen doesn't mean it actually will. At some point, you have to stop assuming the worst. You know, meanwhile, you got this person over here doing a really good job pretending they're okay. Okay, they act like nothing bothers them, but deep down, they're having a really hard time with this. You have no idea. Okay, this could be someone with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Libra, or even Aquarius energy. They could have initials like J, M, R, C, or T. Okay, the thing is, this person doesn't always know how to express their feelings. So instead of talking about what's bothering them, they just keep everything bottled up and act like it never happened. Okay, but part of you wants answers from them. Okay, you're tired of sitting around making shit up in your head. You just want to know what the hell's going on. Like, where do we stand? You know, all you're looking for is a little bit of clarity. That's it. But at the same time, I think you're afraid of what those answers might be because once everything's out in the open, then you have to decide what you're going to do about it. And that's not always an easy decision to make. And by the end of the month, around July 24th to about the 31st, it feels like things finally start getting a little better. Okay, after all the back and forth and confusion, frustration, something finally changes. And honestly, it's about time because you're ready for a fresh start. Okay, whether that's giving the situation another chance, deciding you've had enough, or if it feels like you're finally ready to do something about it. Okay, because after everything that's happened, you're getting tired of dealing with the same problems over and over again. And you know something has to change. Alright guys, that's what I have for you today. If you're enjoying my readings, you can follow me, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, just head over to my website, veloenergyhealing.com, or you could just message me directly. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, sending you love and light.